A Mississippi police officer who shot and wounded an unarmed 11-year-old boy who called 911 in May because of an alleged domestic violence incident at his home will not be indicted, the state's attorney general's office announced. On Thursday, a grand jury in Sunflower County reported that it found no criminal conduct on behalf of Indianola Police Sergeant Greg Capers, who shot and injured Adarian Murray in the chest while responding to a 911 call on May 20, 2023, the Mississippi Office of the Attorney General said in a statement. The Office of the Attorney General said it had completed its review of the officer-involved incident and presented it to a grand jury on Thursday. As such, no further criminal action will be taken by this office in this matter, the statement said. Murray's family plans to follow up by filing a federal civil lawsuit, their attorney, Carlos Moore, said in a statement. While the grand jury has spoken, we firmly believe that there are unanswered questions and that the shooting of Adarian Murray was not justified. Capers' attorney Michael Carr tells that Sergeant Capers is relieved that he has been vindicated from that allegation. It's the result we expected. That doesn't take away from the fact that a child got shot, he continued. That is traumatic and painful. But what happened was not a crime. I hope that he continues to heal and that his family continues to heal. His mother, Nicola Murray, told in June that the entire incident was shocking. I never imagined a phone call for help would lead to my son almost dying, she said. On May 20, Nicola said she quietly asked Adarian, who was in his room, to call 911 when she was arguing with a man. He was irate, and I was trying to defuse the situation before it escalated, Nicola said. He called 911 and then, at his mother's request, texted his grandmother, asking her to come over. When police arrived, they knocked at the door and then began kicking it, according to Nicola. Once I opened the door, the officer had his gun pointed at me saying, "Come out the house," she said. Nicola said she followed orders and exited her house. By the time I made it to the end of my driveway where my mom was, I heard a gunshot, Nicola said. I saw my son running towards me. After Nicola exited her home, the officer ordered everyone still inside to come out with their hands up. Police had already asked Nicola if anyone inside had a gun and she said no, she said. Following orders, Adarian said he came out of his room with his hands up. When he came around the corner into the living room, he said, he was shot in the chest. I felt pain but didn't realize I got shot, said Adarian, who is 4 feet 10 inches tall. He ran out of the house and toward his mother. As he got closer to her, she could see darkness spreading on his red shirt. By the time he made it to me, he was bleeding, and had blood in his mouth, she said. I was terrified when I saw him shot, she continued. The first thing I was screaming other than, "Who shot him? And what happened?" was, "What side is the heart on?" I couldn't think straight. Once she realized he had been shot on the right side of his chest, not on the left where his heart is, she calmed down enough to help her son. I didn't have time to be scared, Nicola said. I just knew I had to keep talking to him. I prayed because that's what I know. My faith is strong in God. Trying to stay strong for her son, Nicola said she lay him down on the ground and held him as she put pressure on his gushing wound to stem the bleeding until the ambulance arrived. When Adarian realized he'd been shot, he said he started saying sorry to his family for anything he'd done to them and to his teacher for kind of acting up in class. I felt scared for my life, he said. His mother tried not to cry in front of him when he became emotional. He kept saying he didn't want to die, she said. He started singing and praying and giving apologies to people he felt like he was wrong to. Adarian was rushed to a local hospital and then airlifted to the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson after his lung collapsed, Nicola said. He also suffered from a lacerated liver and fractured ribs after the bullet went through his chest and out of his back. He was released from the hospital on May 24. This is the craziest thing that has ever happened to me, he said. He said he had panic attacks and flashbacks after the shooting. want to die, she said. He started